what are some of the bite-sized habits that you recommend for parents who are in the thick of it? Maybe they have little ones, maybe they have bigger ones, but they're just in the thick of it. They're feeling overwhelmed by responsibilities of career and family. What habits?
One is that there's so much that comes at you every day, and sometimes as parents we feel like we need to address it and handle it right in that moment. And what I did over the years is I had something called my Sunday list. And so something would come at me. It could be a birthday invitation, it could be a permission slip, whatever. And if it could be put on the Sunday list, that's where it went. So it wasn't in my, kind of in staying in the back of my head, like, oh, I need to do that thing. It's like, nope. I'll handle it on Sunday. And then on Sunday, I'd set aside, an hour and just try to crash through as many of those things on the list that were supposed to be handled. And if it wasn't something urgent, it would go to the next Sunday. So it was about freeing up the week for all the things that come at you during the week and not have that, constant nagging feeling that you're supposed to be doing something when it may not be as urgent as you're kind of making it out to be. So that's one small example. The other,
I like that.
Yeah. And I still, honestly, even to this day, and Grace is now at the house, I still use that in my, personal life to just make sure I don't feel like I have to tackle things during the week when I'm trying to juggle career and my book things and social life and things. So it's still something I practice. The other one is the concept of decompression zones. And the reason I say this is as we are so scheduled and we have so much going on, but there's a couple times during the week where I feel like we can reflect on where are we allowed to decompress. One is on Friday evenings, and I always say that at the end of the week you're exhausted. It's like how can you with your kids potentially create a space where there's a little decompression before you go into the weekend. So we had a family tradition where we walked to a little Mexican restaurant down the street with another family, and the kids went in one booth, we went another. I swear Grace had more chips and cheese than she probably should have, but it allowed us to just kind of ease into the weekend and not have the pressure of making dinner and all those things. And then the other thing is our commutes. A lot of us, depending on the work environment you have set up these days, whether you're hybrid or going into work, or is looking at your commutes as a decompression zone. And instead of lamenting the fact that you might have half an hour, 45 minutes, maybe an hour, whatever the time frame is, but looking at that's your time. And even if you're driving, put on music, do something that you enjoy, call a friend. I always use my commutes during Grace's growing up years to call friends and catch up, because that was when in the morning, right after carpool, I'd call, it was like carpool drop off and call a friend as I drove into the office, because it was, my time to do something for me, instead of lamenting like, oh, now I have to commute this whatever period of time. So I think it's how we use our time in those moments to give some energy back to yourself in terms of the things that allow you to feel like you're not, quote unquote, just being a mom and just working.